Hmm. 5, 6, 7, 8, 10. I wonder who's going to be in here first. I don't know. Maybe it's Ellie. Ellie. Maybe it's Sergeant Chucko. Grand B Transparency. Maybe. I don't know. It always seems like it takes forever. Graham B. Transparency is in the bunkhole first. How are you doing, Graham B. Transparency? Mike Taylor and Robert Reap. Welcome to the bunkhole. As always, this episode of the bunkhole is brought to you by the tribe. No, not the tribe. No, this episode of the bunkhole is not brought to you by the tribe, but by the Bakelite Boys.
Lucky number 13, the Bakelite Boys. No, yeah, bro. He only took 2 times. Now that's kind of lie. A racetrack built on pure moonshine. Where a cup of teeth on like smooth wine. Them race girls are on my mind. Them race girls are mighty fine. Them racing
Oh, yeah,
girls
Mike
have
Taylor, them
kind of
racing
mind.
girls.
Back in the pack and down the lap with no one on my six. If I'm going to grab that chicken flag, I've got to clear that mix. I'm slamming pedal down to the middle and I found another gear. I rode the track, flew right past the driver of the year. I said,
Here we go.
Vroom, vroom, vroom. Long slide sideways. Vroom, vroom, vroom,
Boom,
the
and a
crash
crash,
bang,
bang,
boom.
boom. DC Accuracy, how are you doing today, brother? Pig, Clyde, and there I am, the fat man in the back.
I cleared the pack and I never looked back. Like a lucky dog who caught that caution flag. Once the track is clear, we got to
Yeah.
breathe. I'll set a fire that gasoline. Been racing girls, but surely on a redhead, brunette, dirty blonde. Racing girls of the 95, champagne at the finish line. Some do it for the trophy, some do it for the cash. We do it for the racing girls, even if we crash. Our racing days got started, our racing days will blow. Lord, don't let our racing days go crash.
Oh, here we go.
I said, vroom, vroom, vroom. Long slide sideways.
Boom, 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 and a crash, bang, boom. Sing along, DC Accuracy. Robert Reap, I know you're tapping your foot. Grand B Transparency. Act like you're playing that juice harp.
Now I'm been down my Starway, man. I'm really in my stride. Trunk full of whiskey and a 6-ton on my side. My race days got started. My race days will bloom. Lord, don't let our race days go crash, bang, boom. I said, boom, boom, boom.
Yeah.
Long slide sideways. Boom, boom, boom. The crash, bang, boom.
Get it, Clyde? Play that harmonica, son. Of course, the jaw harp can play musical scales. Oh, somebody catch that tire. Somebody catch that tire. It shouldn't be too hard to catch. It is flat. Yeah, flat. That tire was flat when it come around and end, but they won. They won. Yes, that's why the racing girls were all around. 5D Transparency. Good to see you, 5D Transparency. Look at that head, man. I get more beautiful and beautiful each time I'm on. Well, they are in North Carolina, Wilson, North Carolina. The Bakelite Boys perform in Wilson, North Carolina, the historic Wilson, North Carolina. I played with them fellers for about 3 or 4 years. I had a blast doing it. They're brilliant people, Big and Clyde. Clyde actually is a Frank Sinatra impersonator. Yes, he ran with a Rat Pack. Yeah. Clyde is a Frank Sinatra impersonator, and he was out in Las Vegas not too long ago. It's beautiful. Yeah. He's a brilliant musician. But I'd like to welcome everybody into the Bunkhole where you're safe and secure from all tragedies, even man-made disasters like the Ukraine and shit. Ukraine, Russia, Putin, Putin, Putin. Yeah. Man, I'm telling you, that's why I stay down here. That's exactly why I stay down here. Does anybody hear that? Do you guys hear that? I wasn't expecting anybody. I hope it's not the police. Is it Sheriff Elbon? Oh no! Am I in trouble? The FBI, the NSA. Was it? Let's go see who it is. I don't know her. I don't know this lady. Lady, go away. I'm in the middle of my show. Lion One? That ain't you, Lion One. No, that's not you. Go away, lady. I don't care if you have a knife. I don't care what you're about ready to do. Just go away, lady. Jeez, get away from my door. I tell you, it's crazy up there. I can't stress enough. I cannot stress enough how fucked you people are. You surface dwellers, I mean, not only do you have the police, the lizard people, the snake people, the reptilians, not only do you have them creatures walking around up there, you have all kinds of creatures and critters and crawlies up there. I'm safe. You guys are fucked. If the magnetic pole of the earth shifted and then we are on the other side of the planet, guess what? I'm just going to be on the other side of the planet. You all are going to be dead. So I'm perfectly safe down here. I don't open up my door, my hatch for anybody, nor should you open up your door for anybody. It's so crazy up there that people are being put on poles. Oh, the horror. The horror. I mean, Vlad the Impaler has nothing on this up there, man. You people are screwed. There's some freaky stuff going on up on the surface. I'm terrified to come on half the time. Holy shit. You actually let that kind of shit happen up into 2022? You people are messed up. And that isn't the only strange things. I saw this the other day.
I just want to cut the fuck out of my head. Jesus Christ. What the fuck?
Holy The ecosystem up there is just going crazy. Did you see that? Was that a rat? The dude is ice fishing for rats. I mean, you're desperate, aren't you? And what are the rat? Are they mutated rats? Is there some kind of Dr. Fauci experimentation going on up in there in the rat kingdom? Have the rats been released from the lab? No, that was not a muskrat. That was a rat. That was a sewer rat. I know what a muskrat looks like, and that was not a muskrat. Do you want to see it again?
I just want to cut the fuck out of my head. Jesus Christ. What the fuck?
That son of a bitch was a sewer rat. I'm telling you, gigantic motherfucker. That was a Dr. Fauci ouchie rat. And that's right, line one. That is exactly right. Ecosystem. That's right. I'm so happy. We are so happy to see you, Lion One. It's just such a joy to have Lion One. It keeps my kitties down here all nice and calm when Lion One is in here. Yes, the rats remind me of the plague. That's right. John D. Nicola, good to see you, man. Yeah, welcome to Sumper's Bunkhole, 300 feet deep, safe and secure from all kinds of rodents and rats. Yes, that's my pet tiger. And she loves when you're in here, Lion One. Richard Tobias. King Richard is in the bunkhole too. King Richard is my hero. Right, but the horrors of it all, the horrors of living up on the surface are immense. I mean, they are strapping creatures that I have never imagined. I don't even know why you would even keep something like this alive, Joe Cool. Why would you have this in your basement, Joe Cool? Keep it out of your house, Joe Cool. These creatures and critters that crawl around up there. I said keep it up. Keep them things dead. Kill them instantly. Don't hang them on the walls, Joe Cool. HP orders. Good to see you. Okay. This is why I live 300 feet deep, safe and secure. It isn't just because of the government critters and creatures. Like I said, the lizard people, snake people, reptilians. It's all the crazy stuff going on. Oregon Rogue, this happened up in your neck of the woods. This is the most horrific thing I've seen yet, and it happened up in your neck of the woods. Watch out! Watch out! Watch out! Oh, the horror! The horror! Oh, I can't look. I cannot look. Is it gone? Is it gone yet? And you wonder why I stay down here in my bunk hole and I only come out at certain times to audit and keep an eye on the reptilians. You can have all the rats and you can have all the zombies you want. The United States of terrorists and corruption, good to see you. The Karens, oh, and I haven't even gotten into the Karens yet. They're a creature under their own. But, you know, their offshoot, the Darrens, are pretty bad too, Line One. Let's not discriminate, be misogynistic here or anything. The Darrens up there are crazy too. All right. Just wanted to tell you, I just wanted to, say the reason why I'm down here and the reason why you all are fucked up there. News Now, California. That's my buddy Phil. Wayne man. I love you, Phil. You are so funny. You're one of my favorite funny guys on the net, and I love it. Okay, so again, that's why I just wanted to let you know. So we're out of here. Do you think I should do the Star Spangled Banner? Do we feel patriotic? If we feel patriotic, give me a 1. If we don't feel too patriotic today, give me a 2. Howard Clegg, do you feel patriotic? Richard Tobias says, no, he does not feel patriotic at all. Number two, no, Howard Clegg says he feels patriotic. No, he doesn't. Oh, terrorist and corruption. You don't feel patriotic, do you? He just said no. Oh, yes, the price of gas in California. And just wait for it, line 1. I have a guest preacher today, and we will be going. So just be prepared. Get your calendars out, your religious headgear, because at some point in this show, we are going to the First United Pastafarian Church of Pope Brant the First. Just a reminder, get your religious calendars out because we do have a guest preacher. All right. Nobody's patriotic. I say no. No, I say no. $8 for a gallon of gas. Holy shit. Russia. Putin. It was Putin who did it. Putin. You know, you would think that somebody would make something funny, some funny something about Putin, pooping. You know, Putin and pooping. You know, I mean, say that 10 times fast. The Putin and the pooping and the Putin and the Putin and Putin and the Putin. But I really don't give a fuck because there's a shitload of stuff going on here in the United States that they want to distract us from. So, I guess nobody is interested in the Star Spangled Banner, but so I'm just going to get the hell out of here. I said, let's get the fuck out of here. We are going to the grow room, the culture room, my favorite room in the Bunkhole. We are going to meet up with Puff Dog. And we're going to meet up with Puff Dog real quick. I'm not going to spend too much time in the court culture room today. If you want to take a bite of the banana, just take a quick bite. Nat, take a quick bite. Long time no see, Nat. Just take a quick bite of that banana and hurry. It's going to go away. Hurry. Okay, just take a big bite of it. Just, Nat, you bit the whole thing off. You didn't share it. What the fuck, Nat? Okay. Let me reach down here. I'll reach down low. Oh, Puff. Woo. Let's put that right over there. And bring them bags along with you, Puff. Puff, bring them bags with you. We're out of here. What should 420? Did Joe Cole say 420? It is 420 in Peg's place. in Australia. So just to pay my respects to Peg's Place in Australia, it's 420. Oh, Lord have mercy, Puff. Puff,
Smoke weed every day.
what kind of fertilizer? What kind of fertilizer are you using on that stuff, Puff? Damn. Minnesota news now. Good to see you, brother. Long time no see. I've been watching you. Okay, just one more time. 420 in Peg's Place in Australia. Oh, my goodness. Pup dog. All right, Pup. Let's get out of here. Let's get out of here, Pup. See ya. We are going to, oh no, PP 13, the most disgusting police department in the country. The most corrupt, the most vile. Minnesota News Now step around that puddle. Nat knows to step over that piece of dew. Oh, line one. Oh, Joe Cole. Joe Cole, you stepped right in. How many times have I got to tell you, Joe Cole? How many times do you got to come to the bunkhole and know that when you go to PP13, you got to be aware. Keep your eyes open, peeled for a whole bunch of shit. There you go, Nat. That's right. Nat, no Sergeant Chucko. Semper Fidelis, brother. That is definitely an oh shit moment, John D. Nicola. Definitely. All right. I don't like to come to PP13, and you people don't like to come to PP13. This place is a fucked up place. Because I want to show you a video. And this is an old video. And I got a comment on this video that, well, that doesn't happen anymore. It just does not happen anymore. That's an old video. That's an old video, and it just doesn't happen anymore. Well, I've got to show the entire video today because usually I only show a little clip of it. But today is a special day because somebody said that this does not happen today. That was years ago. Tugga, it was years ago. So, okay, if it was years ago, here we go. Seems pretty calm. Seems pretty calm. PP13. The jail. The chair of doom. Wait for it. I'm so sorry, line one. I've got to put you through
Watch
this.
my fucking arm. And I don't need you to touch my fucking head.
Slosher.
Get off my fucking head! I don't give a fuck if you make me. Get the fuck off my head! Tell him to get the fuck off my head, Captain.
Knock it off.
A little bit of Riot spray. Worse than Bear spray. That wasn't a little canister.
I can't breathe.
That was not a little canister of pepper spray. That was
I
crowd
can't breathe.
spray.
Captain, I can't
The
breathe.
chair.
Cup his arm.
I can't.
Spitting.
Yeah.
You all done spitting? You all done playing games?
Yeah, I can't breathe.
You all done playing games?
Yeah.
Tell me. Let me know you're all done playing games.
I'm done. I'm done.
Huh?
I'm done.
You done making demands?
Yes.
You gonna let this go the way we're supposed to let it go?
Yeah.
Huh?
Yes.
Everybody's done everything they can possibly do for you for the last 2 days. And all you've done is make demands and tell people how it's gonna be.
I can't breathe.
Well, the name of the game, the game.
This motherfucker right here. He's a sadistic
Get his hands off
fucker.
my eyes.
That's a sadistic fucker right there.
Can you go get medical, please? Let them know.
Captain, I'm gonna pass out.
No.
Medical's on their way down. Let's get that thing under that strap.
Please.
Hey, High
Help.
Pockets.
That's the engine out.
Help.
Cooperate with us.
We are experiencing
We're gonna uncuff your hands and put them into the.
All right,
The torture
all right,
chair.
all right, please.
of
Ah. Hurry up, I can't. I can't breathe.
Get this one first.
I can't breathe.
Can you get the other one back?
You know what? You're talking.
You gotta let go of my head.
You're talking and breathing. Keep talking. Keep talking.
Let go of my head, then.
We're not going to be spit on again, Slosher.
spit
Spit in an officer's face.
in
Right?
an officer's face
That's
again.
an assault. Hate to
Go
break the
ahead.
news to you, but that's the way it's going to be. You're going to get written up for that.
Spit in that officer's face again, buddy, and find out
Let
what
go of
happens
my
to
head.
you.
I won't spit.
I won't
Captain, please.
spit. I promise. I promise.
Please let him.
I don't believe you,
Somebody
Slosher.
get a long cape.
I don't believe you.
I
I don't
promise on
believe
my
you,
word.
buddy.
don't believe
I don't
you.
think you're
On my
gonna. I
word.
think you're gonna spit again.
Keep with a cup.
I can't breathe. Please let him let go of my head.
You're talking, you're breathing. Keep talking. You're talking, you're breathing.
Captain.
You're talking, you're
Sadistic
breathing.
fucker.
All right? You can breathe.
Yeah, let me get on that side.
Not good, Captain.
Without the gear. Let me get on that side. I might be able to do it without the gear on.
Captain.
Stop struggling, stop resisting. If you're talking, you're breathing.
Relax.
Stop
Talking, you're
resisting.
breathing.
You need to relax.
I go.
Let me see your arm. No. The lady's got it.
Please get him off my eye.
Move it.
My eye.
Quit resisting, man. Quit resisting.
Stop
Quit resisting. Quit
I'm not. I just
resisting.
get him off my eye.
Sasha, I'm gonna have to move you forward.
Okay, can you get him off my eyes?
Yep.
I'll be.
I told you to stop spitting. You lied. You lied, didn't you? You dirty, rotten bastard. This doesn't happen
Please.
anymore.
And you getting vital signs stuff?
Please.
Yeah.
Please.
What happened, Slosher? Why did we get to this point?
I can't talk right yet.
You can't talk, you're talking, you're breathing, you're talking, you're breathing, so it's a good time to talk.
Not enough.
Huh? Why did you take your dressing off? Huh? You know, medical was gonna see you, medical was gonna fix you up. There. You know?
Yeah. Yeah, please fix my.
People have done nothing but try to help you.
Please don't lock me in.
We're
Please.
just trying to help
People
you.
have done nothing but try to help you.
Please don't lock me in. Claustrophobic.
How
We're
did we
helping
get to
you
this
right
point?
now.
Can you please not lock me in?
You're not answering any of my questions.
Captain, I made a mistake. Please.
You made a mistake. What was your mistake?
Spitting and taking my dressing off. I saved it all.
Why'd you take your dressing off? Huh? Why did you take your dressing off?
I need cold water for me to breathe.
Why did you spit in that officer's face?
Spit
I messed up.
Why did you do that?
It won't happen
His
again.
face.
I'm asking you why you did that.
Please, can I lean my head forward, please,
I'm
Captain?
asking you why you
Can I lean my head forward to catch my breath, please?
You don't answer my question. You're not working with me.
I am, but I can't talk much.
Look at this sick fucker.
Let me lean my head forward.
Look at this sick
Please let me
fucker.
lean my head forward, please. Don't have your hands around my neck. I can't breathe.
Look at him. Look at that
Why'd you
sick
spit in that
fucker.
officer's face?
You messed up.
Why'd you mess up? Why'd you do it? It's not just a mess up.
I don't know.
You don't know?
I
Why?
apologize.
Why? You don't apologize to me. You apologize to the person that you did it to.
I apologize for what I didn't do.
Why'd you take your dressing off?
I don't, because they were, Captain, they can't tighten these up like that, because I can't get enough air.
Medical was going to come down and see you. You refused medical.
Can you please get it?
Mental health. We had mental
Can you
health.
please, I beg you, please, get his hand off my forehead so I can breathe. Please. Please, I will spit, please. God, believe me, please.
You're not getting nothing until you calm down. So we think you're safe.
I'm safe. I just need my forehead.
The chair of
I can't breathe, Captain, with it on. I can't breathe with it on. I'm serious.
You're talking, you're breathing. You're talking, you're breathing. All right? You're talking, you're breathing. As soon as you're going to calm down, we're going to get the nurse in to see you. But this is over. We're done with this. This is no more. You're not making demands. You're not going to tell people how it's going to be. You're not going to tell people what they're going to
Can you
do.
please take this off? It's so hard to breathe.
Are you
Please.
listening to a word I'm
I
saying?
am, sir.
No, you're not.
Yeah, please. Please just keep that off. There, look, I'm good. I'm good, Captain. I'm good. I'm not gonna do anything. I'm not gonna hurt anybody. No spitting nothing. Please. Please, can you please get that off? Please. Captain, can you please get that off? Captain, I can't breathe.
Yes, you can. If you're talking, you're yelling, you're making demands, you're breathing. All right? So as soon as you're calm enough and we feel you safe, the nurse is going to see you. They're going to decontaminate you. They're going to dress your wounds. All right? We're going to have mental health down here to see you. All right? And
Mental
then you and I are
health?
going to have a chat.
who needs
I'm
the
ready.
mental health around here? Mental
We're
health.
going to determine
Call mental health. Call the fifth floor. Yeah.
Please. I fucked up. Please. I'll be grasping for breath.
that. You're talking, you're breathing. All right?
I'm not breathing well.
Well, you're talking a lot. You're talking very well.
Just call control and tell them to come up and get them right now. The building's unlocked. All they need to do is tell the visitors that the visit's gonna be delayed.
Captain, please. I'm calm and nothing else will happen.
You're calm enough, you'll talk?
Yes, you have my word.
Why'd you take your dressing off?
You gotta take this off before I can really talk good.
Well, you know what? There you go, making demands again. That's not going to happen. It's
I
your
took it off, it hurt.
Make your
dressing her.
I can't stop swallowing.
demands
Well, that's good.
again.
Why'd you refuse to go down to see medical?
Cause I was angry.
Because you were angry. What were you angry at?
That I didn't get my meds on time.
Okay. Your time was medical's time. What you thought was your time?
Yes, yes.
Okay, well, let me tell you something. You're not the only one here. There's 600 some odd people here. Everybody's on a schedule, you know?
Okay, can you please pull this mask off, please, Captain? Please, Welsh. Please, you've got me at rock bottom, please. I beg you.
It's inside and,
I beg you, please, I'll be good. Please, I'll be good.
Last I heard, I was useless.
You're not useless. You're not useless.
How do you think you get out of there? Huh? How the fuck do you think you got down?
Captain, please. Please pull this off, somebody, please.
Get you
Talking,
ready.
you're breathing. Keep talking. Calm yourself down.
Cal
Captain, I can't do this.
BPL.
This is full of maze.
This is
No, it's not full of mace. It's a new
The
one.
chair
It's brand new. It's brand
of
new.
Doom.
You know, if you took the time to work with us instead of making excuses,
You're right.
being defiant, you'd be out of the situation you're in right now. This is all on you.
Captain, I can't breathe.
Yes, you can.
I can't breathe well. I can't breathe well. Please, I apologize. Please give me that.
Kyle
I
BPL.
apologize for the bottom of
What
my
the fuck is this? This is the United States
Please, I beg you, please.
of America.
I beg you, please. You'll see a different bowl, please.
This is not in some far-reaching country.
A different bowl.
Ukraine, Russia, 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 Putin, Putin, Putin.
Golf 3, that's 125, give me a 10,
Bowl,
21.
please. Who else, please?
This isn't some despotic fucking country.
Please.
This is right here in the good old
You
USA.
go wash your face. Go.
Can you please have somebody pull it off? Captain? Please.
But this is old.
Keep talking. Keep breathing.
They don't do this
Yeah, when
anymore.
are you going to pull this off?
Keep talking. Keep breathing.
When we pull this off?
Only you can decide that. All right? Only you can decide that.
God, I can't breathe, dude. I can't breathe good.
You're talking, you're breathing, all right?
I'm not breathing well.
Well, none of us are breathing well.
Can you just please take the face mask off? No spit, no nothing. You've got my word, Captain. As I'm honorably discharged. Man, you have my word. My word. My word.
Keep breathing, keep breathing.
Please take this off.
Captain, look at this
People,
motherfucker.
please asked you to do what you were supposed to do.
I know.
What happened there?
All you need to do is sit right in there.
You've got nothing but help and respect from the people that have tried to help you.
There's a picture.
I'm starting to lose you, Captain. I'm starting to lose breath.
No, you're talking, you're breathing. You're talking, you're breathing. Okay, quit
Have
fighting
you
the
all
chair.
been
You sit
holding
back,
your
I'm
breath
You sit back
this
and relax.
I'm
whole
overheating with
time?
this thing on my head.
You're not overheating. We got a nurse right here. that's
Hey,
gonna
can you
take
tell
you-
her, please come look?
14 and a half minutes.
Captain, what more do you want from me? I'm
So
sorry.
far.
And it won't happen
I want you
again.
to calm down. I want you to be quiet. I want you to just
I
relax.
can't calm with this over my head.
Well, then we gotta ride this out a little bit.
Please wash me off and let me go back to my room. It won't happen again. My wound stays covered.
Why didn't you want to see mental health?
I need to talk to him about getting a book, something to do.
Huh?
A book.
Yeah, you didn't want to talk to mental health.
I
Why
didn't
not?
want to talk to Darren.
Well, you know what? That's not a
It's
choice.
Captain, it's hard to talk to you with this stuff on,
It's not a
please.
choice that you have. You know, these guys are stepping out, trying to get you what you need and what you're
yeah,
asking
these
for,
guys are helping
and you're
you.
gonna resist them, and then you're gonna make your demands and say, I don't want to talk to that person. You know, he's the person that can get you what you want. And I had a discussion with Darren in regards to your book this morning, okay? But now you've started a ball rolling, and we gotta start a whole new process.
Alright, I fucked up.
I'm glad you've come to the realization of that.
Yes,
All you had to do was do what you were asked.
you're right.
Some of these
Trying to
people
help.
around here aren't as useless as you think they are.
I know.
Thank you, John D. Nicola. I'm so happy there weren't.
I'm telling you right now. I'm telling you right now, Rod. Man to man. The fucking house comes every time.
You're right.
Understand that?
Yes, sir, I do.
You're not gonna win.
Yes, sir.
You're not gonna win.
Yes,
There
sir, I
are
do.
things I'm obligated to do, which I will do, but bottom line is the house wins every time.
Yes, sir. Yes. Would you please take this mask off, please? Captain Welch. You have my word as a man.
Are you still holding your breath?
You know what the nurse see you?
Yes, I will, 100%.
You done with this?
I'm done with it, I
You
promise.
done?
I promise. I promise.
It's
And
not-
nothing's gonna happen.
Kyle, does it matter?
No, it's not, I know. I'm good.
Does it matter who this is? We know what it is. It's the chair
Get yourself calm down, Sasha.
of
We'll move on from there.
Oh, God,
doom. This is in Maine. M-A-I-N-E.
Oh, I'm on fire. Captain Welch.
Stepped out for this moment.
That's it right there. All right. People said that happened way back in 2012. That doesn't happen anymore. That ain't even fair. That does not happen anymore at all. That does not happen. Okay, first off, I'm just gonna back it up a little bit. I'm gonna play it.
Hey, watch my fucking arm.
Now the canister that this
I
man
don't
has
need
in
you
his
to touch
hand.
My fucking head.
Slosher.
Get off my fucking head. I don't give a fuck if you make me. Get the fuck off my head. Tell him to get the fuck off my head, Captain.
Knock it off.
Hits him with a full face shot close up right into his face. That's the dispersed crowds. That canister. Did you see how big the canister was? The canister was bigger than my water bottle. That's worse than bear spray, I would imagine, because it's meant, and I can't believe that these guys are breathing. I mean, these servants, these men that have been abused by this man horribly. He spat on one of them. Oh, you are not going to do that at all in this jail. Okay. Now, this sick fucker right here. This man psychologically broke this man down like a champ. Like a fucking champ. Hit him with the stick up front. And then sit there and talk to him like he was the one that needed the mental health. That he's the one that brought this upon himself. That he's the one that's responsible. And that he's the only one that can let himself out of the situation. Now his hands are tied, handcuffed behind his back. There are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 hands on this motherfucker. That's why I call it the chair of doom. Not in my wildest imagination could I have ever imagined that here in this country I would have seen something like this. I was the biggest bootlegger of bootleggers. I don't know why he's in custody. If he was it doesn't matter. It's the psychological, and it isn't so much what he did. It's how many times has this motherfucker enjoyed it, Kyle? So let's not focus so much on him. Yes, we're focusing on him because he is the one that's being brutalized, tortured. How many times has he gathered his cronies, his goon squad, put them under the seal of Maine in the chair of doom? How many times did they didn't film it, or the film didn't get out, or the film got erased? Can they say this doesn't happen anymore in the jails? Not at all. They say that it doesn't happen. I'm going to do my PB-13. Take a swig. Take a break because that was tough. That was really tough. So, doesn't happen anymore. This is 2022. It does not happen anymore. No. It doesn't happen anymore. No. Are you crazy? It doesn't happen anymore.
The policeman pulled up. He walked up. He grabbed the beer out of my hand and smashed it on the ground. I said, okay, man. He said, turn around. I said, can't you just write me a citation for open container? Turn around. He got really rough with me. He's a big guy, 6'7" probably. But he grabs me, puts me in handcuffs so tight that he scratched my arm. This is how tight he pulled me. I go back to the Riviera Beach Police Department. I thought they were going to write me a ticket to leave. It's a little bit of a beer. I'm sorry I called him a goofy. F-U-C-K. And he got mad and picked me up and slammed me. I'm 50 years old. He's probably 28. He slams me on my head. I can't even move my arm. I got paperwork that says I got a fracture in my shoulder. I got a head injury because he slammed my face into the wall. Come on, man. This is a sip of beer. I'm telling you, this is incredible, dude. I couldn't believe what he did to me. Then, you know what? Instead of picking me up, he knows he already broke my shit. Instead of picking me up by the chest, he picks me up by the back of the handcuffs with a broken shoulder. I'm like that. Man. Oh. Come on, man. Oh.
Come on, man.
Shit hurts so bad. Look.
What officer was
I don't
it?
know.
Do you
Good.
know?
I'm crying.
Do you know what officer it
But
was?
dude, this dude hurt me bad.
Do you know which
He
officer?
hurt me, man.
Which officer? Which cop?
I don't know his name.
You recognize him?
I don't know, because the paperwork I got just has the officer, intake officer's name on it. It's not his. I know it if I see it. Man, come on, dude.
Thank you.
Okay. Left.
All right.
The policeman pulled up.
Doesn't happen. It doesn't happen in today's jails. For a little sip of beer. The beer of doom. Blue Steel, good to see you. Creole, welcome into PP13. Not too happy of a fucking PP13 experience so far. Then Blue Line Slayer, good to see you, man. That guy makes me cry. I've not found out any more information on that man. As I understand, he's in a wheelchair. That's not a wheelchair that the hospital gave him. As I understand it, and I don't know yet, that man is wheelchair bound. The cop came up to him with that much beer in there, snatched the beer out of his hand, and threw it on the ground. 6'6" monster of a cop. Thinks he's just going to give me a ticket for an open container. But no, he takes him to jail. And when he gets to the jail, he still thinks he's just going to get a ticket. So he calls the cop a goofy fuck. This man calls the cop a goofy fuck. The cop picks him up and slams him into the wall. Crashes him down onto the ground. And instead of picking him up like this or up under, he knew that he broke his arm. He grabs him from the back, and they'd love to do this. Grab you from the back with them handcuffs tight. Did you see the handcuff marks all the way up here on him? He had handcuff marks all the way up here. Rings. This stuff doesn't happen in America in 2020. It's just we don't have video evidence of this yet. And I'm sure their body cam was off. How does anybody treat a wheelchair-bound man like that? I'm going to play it again. And I'm sorry. But this got to stop. This has got to stop. PP13.
Left. The policeman pulled up. He walked up. He grabbed the beer out of my hand and smashed it on the ground. I said, okay, man. He said, turn around. I said, can't you just write me a citation for open container? Turn around. He got really rough with me. He's a big guy. 6'7" probably. But he grabs me, puts me in handcuffs so tight that he scratched my arm. This is how tight he pulled me. I go back to the Riviera Beach Police Department. I thought they were going to write me a ticket to leave. It's a little bit of a beer. I'm sorry I called him a goofy. F-U-C-K.
Goofy fuck.
And he got mad and picked me up and slammed me. I'm 50 years old. He's probably 28. He slams me. I'm like that. I can't even move my arm. I got paperwork that says I got a fracture in my shoulder. I got a head injury because he slammed my face into the wall. Come on, man. This is a sip of beer. I'm telling you, this is incredible, dude. I couldn't believe what he did to me. Then, you know what? instead of picking me up. He knows I already broke my shit. Instead of picking me up by the chest, he picks me up by the back of the handcuffs with a broken shoulder. I'm like that. Man. Oh. Come on, man. Oh. Shit hurts so bad. Look.
What officer was it? Do you
Good.
know?
I'm crying.
Do you know what officer it was?
This dude hurt me bad.
Do you know which
He
officer?
hurt me, man.
Which officer? Which cop?
I don't know his name.
You recognize him?
I don't know, because the paperwork I got just has the officer. He didn't take officer's name on it. It's not his. I know it if I see it. Man, come on, sir.
Thank you.
Okay. Left.
All right.
The policeman pulled up. He walked up. He
American Amy kind of broke that story. I've been trying to get information off of American Amy. Don't know any real information other than, it's in Florida. And you can go, I have this video on my site. You know what? After the show, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to do a whole bunch of other things that may help to find out who this man is, who the officer was that brutalized him. 6'7" monster of a cop. That's all I got to say about that. I mean, it's this shouldn't happen in America. The torture fest, I do believe, I think they were prosecuted. I'm not sure. I've seen so many videos and I've watched so much horror happens in this country. And hey, all around pigs, asses, pork. How are you? I've seen so much horror in this country. I can't understand why anybody is focused on any other country than this country right here, man. There's some misery. There's some really real misery going on in this motherfucker. But it's Putin, 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 new Putin, Putin, poopy, Putin, poopy, poopy, Putin, poopy, 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 Putin. And before that was COVID, 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 COVID. See, coof, 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 coof. They're distracting us, people. At the same time, they're brutalizing us, all of us. Every man, woman, and child in this country is at the jeopardy of death at the hands of these thugs. And that ain't saying I'm anti-cop, defund the police. No, they're just fucking animals that don't know the law. The predominant majority of them. I'm tired of it. I'm sick of it. When will it end? It will never end until there's so much there that you could say it's never going to end until. First off, qualified immunity and immunity in general, right? I mean, I could talk about car accidents and houses being blown up and the police are not responsible. Innocent houses. They went into the wrong person's house. Blew the front windows out with the flashbangs and shit. The fucking front window was a bay window laying out in the middle of the guy's yard. He fucking sends the ticket to the fucking city and says, hey, your fucking police officers hit the wrong house and blew my whole entire front out in my yard. You need to pay me. And you know what they said? Sorry about that. It ain't up to us. And they got away with it. Immunity. Government immunity. It isn't Republican. It isn't Democrat. It's government immunity. They all sick these motherfuckers on us. And the police are just, they're the lizard. They're not even lizards. They're fucking snakes amongst the hierarchy of the, lizard peoples that you live with up there. You know, the reptilians, which are the highest. Then you got the lizard motherfuckers, the politicians. And then you got the snakes that slither amongst us. The reptilians. This is why I'm in my bunkhole. See, my cigarette went out. All right. So let's get out of here and let's head over to the law library. Another one of my favorite places to be, the law library. It's a beautiful place. Yeah. I got all law ever made. Over here, starts off with Egyptian hieroglyphics law, the very earliest of law, right over here. Okay, it's in hieroglyphics. It's pictures and shit. It's easy to read because it's pictures. Stupid motherfuckers like me like to read hieroglyphics because they're pictures, right? And then as you move around, you got, right past the hieroglyphics, and you got the Mesopotamian cuneiform tablets. Hundreds of thousands of cuneiform tablets have come out of Iraq and all over the Fertile Crescent, all the way up into Samaria and all of that. And then, and that's kind of hard to read because they like kind of used a pen to dot and dash, and that sun is coming through. To dot and to dash, the end of the clay tablets, that's kind of hard to read. I have a hard time reading cuneiform because it's Sumerian based, and Sumerian of any cuneiform is very difficult and abnormal to the area at that time. General Mesopotamian, which are the Babylonians, they had a much easier form of Cuneic writing compared to the Sumerians. But anyhow, I digress. It goes all the way around. See? It goes all the way around to over here. The Constitution. Not the Constitution, but the Bill of Rights. The Constitution, yes, in general, but I try to focus on the Bill of Rights. If a picture holds 1,000 words, how many words are in a symbol? 1 million? Billion? Gazillion? Trillion? Trillion. Gazillion's bigger than trillion. A gazillion is probably a 1,000 trillion? I don't know. Okay, so let me talk about this, okay? This is great. Let's see. Yeah, you're going to love this. The reason why I'm in my law library is because of this.
So who is Jussie Smollett? Who are you? And how, out of all people in the world, did you get to be here, sitting in the courtroom in Chicago at a sentencing hearing, convicted of faking, hoaxing, racial and homophobic hate crimes? How in the world did this happen? Well, there are ironies in this case, and the ironies are many and they are profound. And I'm talking about the testimony I heard under oath from Mr. Smollett.
Hey, NC Straight News.
In large part by the pre-sentence investigation. Mr. Smollett chose to take the witness stand, which of course is his right. He took an oath and got on the witness stand, and the first thing he did was to introduce himself to the jury. He wanted the jury to know who he was, where he came from, what he was about. He cares deeply about social justice issues. And for you now to sit here, convicted of hoaxing, hate crimes, racial hate crimes, and homophobic hate crimes, the hypocrisy is just astounding. Don't know where to begin. I remember one thing that will always stick in my mind, and I've been involved in so many trials over the years, but something happened in this trial that it was remarkable, and it talks about your sensitivity to issues of social justice. You're on the witness stand. You're being cross-examined. Your liberty is at stake. It is your criminal trial. Mr. Webb is winding through some things on cross-examination, and he's going through some social media communications, and whether it was Instagram or chat or text, a little quibbling about that, that doesn't matter. But Mr. Webb found a line that he wanted to confront you with. He said, "Didn't you say," and he used a word starting with the letter N, "meet me at this place at this time," and I'm paraphrasing. And rather than just answer the question, which what a witness is supposed to do and expected to do in their criminal trial, you stopped the proceedings. You said, "Mr. Webb, out of respect for all the African American people in this courtroom, you should not be using that word." And I was amazed, but it showed, and I'm not talking about the pairing and the gamesmanship that may go on between the prosecutor and the witness on the stand. That's not why I'm telling this, recalling this event. But what I'm talking about is how sensitive you were to any kind of slight, that anybody, if the wrong words come out of somebody else's mouth, you're going to get up and speak up and complain about it, and make sure that they know that they're not behaving the way you're supposed to behave. So you know better than anybody else that these are serious matters. They're serious to you. They're clearly serious to you and as your whole family. And for you to be here now, convicted of these hate crimes, it's just astonishing. Thinking hate crimes. So why did this happen? That's a good question. I think that's the question on everybody's mind. There's some conjecture you did it for the money. Frankly, I do not believe that you did it for the money. You were making, the evidence showed, close to $2 million a year when this happened. I don't think money
didn't do it for the money.
The only thing I can find is that you really craved the attention, and you wanted to get the attention, and you were so invested in issues of social justice, and you knew that this was a sore spot for everybody in this country. You knew this was a country that was slowly trying to heal past injustices.
It had nothing to do with MAGA.
Trying to make a better future for each
had
other.
nothing to do
And
with
it
that
was a hard road.
red hat. Had nothing to do with that
You
at
took some
all.
scabs off some healing wounds, and you ripped them apart for one reason. You wanted to make yourself more famous, and for a while it worked. Everybody was talking about you. The lights were on you. You were actually throwing a national pity party for yourself. And why would you do such a thing? Why would you, I understand, you crave the attention so much, but why would you betray something like social justice issues, which you care so much about? And the only thing I can conclude is that, and I acknowledge, there are wonderful sides to you. They're very giving and charitable and loving sides to you. But you have another side of you that is profoundly arrogant and selfish and narcissistic. That's the only thing that can be concluded. And that bad side of you came out during the course of all these events.
Hold on 1 minute. He didn't do it for ego. He had the biggest ego in the world. He had the #1 show. 20 million people tuning into him. I have a whole whopping 13 tuning into me. I'm very happy for Cajun Randy and Creole and High Pockets and North Carolina Street News and Line 1. I'm very happy. But you had 20 million people watching Empire. He didn't do it for his ego. There was a presidential election, and I'm not saying one way or the other, one way. It was a political operation. That's what it was. But they aren't never going to get this because he was charged with falsifying a police report. He was found guilty of calling in a false police report. Period. That was it. Kamala Harris comes to mind when it comes to the political operation. And I'll get to that in a second. But we continue with the judge's observations.
We talk about hate crimes for a minute. I've been a criminal judge for many years, and I've heard many victims of crimes testify in front of me. And any victim of a crime, no matter what the crime is, they are demoralized by what happens to them. It doesn't matter if you're injured unjustifiably, if somebody hurts you and maybe cripples you or damages you in some fashion that's going to be long-standing injuries. If your property is stolen, your vehicles are stolen, people go into your homes, your possessions are stolen, People do all kinds of terrible things. It is a demoralizing experience, and sometimes it's the worst experience that anybody can ever go through in their entire life. And then if it turns out that the motivation for the criminal to do something bad to you was because they hate you because of your race, because of your ethnicity, because of your gender, your sexual orientation, your religion, your age, your disability. If that was the reason for it, it is exponentially worse. There is nothing worse than to be a victim of a hate crime. It is the worst thing that can happen, especially in our country with all our history and all that we're going through now to try to get around some of these issues. Hate crimes are the absolute worst. And I believe that you did damage to real hate crimes, to hate crime victims. There are people that are actual, genuine victims of hate crimes that you did damage to. These are people that have a difficult time coming forward. They may be mistrustful. They may not want to bring it to the attention of the community or first responders. There may be some trepidation. I don't know for sure how much damage there was. I don't know how this is going to impact other people, if they're going to be hesitant to come forward because they're going to think that they're going to be accused of acting like you and doing a stunt like you pulled here. I don't know if first responders are going to be more doubtful and skeptical of people that come forward, real victims of hate crime, because of what you did here. I'm hoping
it's going to be, the cops are going to say, are you subletting us? Are you for real with the noose around your neck that you tied up like a necktie? And I've seen Juicy here doing this a lot in the trial. Like doing this, right? Okay. Cajun Randy said that he was charged with 5 counts of low felony disorderly. Yes, but he was only convicted of 1 charge, and that was falsifying a police report, as I understand it. I may be wrong. Please clarify. Cajun Randy. Okay, the judge has a great point. The next time this happens, first off, will the next victim be hesitant to come forward, because then the cops are going to look at them like they look at Juicy. Think about it. It's the worst of the worst things you could do, I believe, because it really diminishes all of it. It throws us back. Now people aren't going to come forward. The police aren't going to believe you. And it's all just going to be a clusterfuck after that. It's bullshit. But the judge is getting there. So, okay.
It's not that way. And I'll show one of the ironies in this case. And I find this pretty profound. I got letters from people that advocate about victims of hate crime their entire lives. They devote their lives to this. I'm talking in particular Derek Johnson, president of the NAACP, Reverend Jesse Jackson, an icon here in Chicago, no introductions necessary. They devote their whole lives to addressing issues about social injustice and hate crimes. And they are here today asking me to show you mercy. And I take that seriously. I find it profound. I take it seriously. And I know that they're in a better position than myself to educate the public about that topic, about the damage you've done to real victims of hate crime. And I am confident that because of all the attention that you garnered here on this case, that they are going to seize the opportunity and they will educate the public, and they'll be talking about this. And they'll try to mitigate some of the damage that you've caused to real victims of hate crimes, and they're better positioned to do it than I am, and I will defer. But I will acknowledge that you have done some real damage.
Okay, just think about Jesse Jackson showing up here today, or in essence, Jesse Jackson giving a testimonial saying that Juicy's a good guy, and Al Sharpton, who actually, no matter what you believe about either man, they have been through some shit, okay? And it's been real, okay? Not this. He put them 2 men in a very, very tough position. Imagine that position. the memories that Jesse Jackson has, just the memories, and Al Sharpton have, and others, and the memories that actual victims, even in today's world, actual victims have, looking at this motherfucker, saying, really? You introduce yourself to the jury? Hi, my name is Juicy Smollett, and I'm going to tap my shoes and sing for you today. Is that really what he did? Is that what he really did? Hi, my name is Juicy, and I'm going to tap my shoes and sing for you today. Sounds like that's what he did. For fuck's sake. What's going on, K.
Talk about your premeditation. Again, I've been a criminal judge for many years, and I know that people end up where you are right now, awaiting sentencing on their criminal trial. How did they get to court? How did that happen? There's some people that wake up in the morning, they have no intention of doing anything wrong. They're not looking to do anything criminal. That's the last thing on their mind. But there are crimes of impulse that happen. Road rage, a barroom fight, bumping into somebody, words are exchanged that somebody finds insulting, and sometimes weapons are available, and the results can be horrific, and they can be permanent. And people are sitting here and they're wondering themselves, how did I get here? I wasn't looking for trouble. The trouble just seemed to find them, and crimes of impulse. And when I'm saying that I have to put the person and the crime together and try to mix them and understand who it is that committed this crime within the sentencing range, and that's part of my job to do, I consider how the person got here. So, but this is not a crime of impulse. There are also crimes of opportunity. Walking down the street and somebody they left the keys in the car with the motor running. And they take the car. Or they're in the department store, they see someone put the credit card on this side and they go to adjust their baggage on the other side and grab the credit card. Those are crimes of opportunity. They didn't wake up thinking they're going to commit a crime, but something just looked too tempting to them. They use very bad judgment, and then they get in trouble, they get caught, and here they are. But then there are crimes of premeditation. Mr. Smollett, that's what you are all about here, crime of premeditation. You did wake up in the morning thinking you were going to do something bad and something wrong. And I know more today about this than I ever did before, that there are some wonderful things about you. And I know how people, they cherish you, and they cherish your relationships, and they cherish the good works that you've done.
All right, Judge,
and they
shit,
or
get off the pot,
deeply.
brother.
And they're not
Shit,
faking,
or
they're
get
not
off the
lying when they
pot.
talk to me about their feelings about you and the good things that you've done. But you have that dark side, and this is what happened here. You premeditated this case to an extreme that's amazing. You wrote a script. The script involved words. You're going to encounter me on the street, yell out empire, N-word, F-word. You're going to hit me. You're going to beat me up. You're going to put bleach on me. You're going to put a noose around my neck. It's a script that you wrote. Now, it's not a good script, especially for Streeterville in Chicago. It's questionable, but it's a script that you wrote. You picked out the actors. You chose the Ocean Darrow brothers. And why did you do that? Because you knew them. You trusted them. They idolized you. You're an established actor in a serious television production of.
Juicy is not going to be a director anytime soon. Juicy scripted it, wrote it down, woke up that morning or whenever. It actually started back in the studio because somebody had sent him a racist letter, and the studio at the Empire, I guess MGM, I don't know, didn't take him seriously. That's whenever it first started. He got a letter first sent to him at the studio, or he took it to the studio, and they didn't do anything about it. That's the first attempt, I believe. Now, the second attempt is this one. He dreamt it up over time, over maybe a month or whatever, depending on when the letter arrived, or he wrote the letter to himself. And whenever he started to think about this and when he carried out this. So, New Jersey Watchman, good to see you. And Thin Blue Line Slayer, my brother Thin Blue Line Slayer and I talked about this, right? Okay. So the judge is taking a long time, but it's really important, I believe. Because I think this really hurts. Think of it as a white person, and you see this guy faking this. Now, is that white person going to look at that real, true victim of color, of gender, of ethnicity, of whatever you want, identify as? I don't give a fuck what you identify as. I don't care. I don't give a fuck about wokeism. But it ain't good to fucking, target somebody because whatever they look like. I'm a fat fucker. I mean, could you imagine how many people hate me? Okay. But, okay, so whenever you go ahead and premeditatively do something like this, and I'm going to let the judge continue, I just wanted to say hi to New Jersey Watchman. I really love you, brother. You're, oh, man. Okay, let me get back to the judge. Hear ye, hear ye. The court's in session. Now, the court's in session. Now, here come the judge. Here come the judge.
Empire. They were kind of hangers on there. They're trying to get jobs as extras, maybe a little speaking part here and there, but you were mentoring them. You were helping them. They wanted your advice. They would do anything for you. They thought you were one of the greatest people in the world to know and that you could help them in their careers. They're in great shape. Gave you a little advice about diet and exercise, but they idolized you and they would have done anything for you. And you chose them because you knew that you could trust them, that they were loyal to you. You paid in advance by check. Not necessarily a good idea, but it was your idea. It was part of the plan that you would pay them in advance. And the check was out there. The check was shown into evidence. That was part of your premeditation. You chose a date. You chose a time. You chose a location. You had props procured. You gave them a $100 bill and had them get the supplies. What are the supplies in this case? Get masks. Nobody should see you. We're going to say that you're white. Obviously, the Oceandero brothers are not white. We're going to cover your faces in masks. We're going to have a red hat because that's going to indicate MAGA country. We're going to get a rope they're going to use as a noose. We're going to procure some bleach. You're going to have the supplies. And you had all that together, and then you did rehearsals. You picked them up and you did drive-bys. You drove around and around the block. You picked them up in Lakeview in their neighborhood, and some distance away you went to Streeterville where you were living.
A juicy
and
boy.
You showed them. You're going here, you're going there, and you're going over the lines. You're going over the script with them so they would memorize the script. You're indicating which brother. You're the one that's going to hit me. You're the one that's going to put the noose around my neck and pour the bleach out me. This was planned. This was premeditated. Premeditated the extreme.
Cut. No, you did it wrong. You didn't dump the bleach. No, you have to you have to tie the thing around my, and then dump the bleach on me. No, you do. Could you imagine these two guys, muscle heads, and Juicy's like, hey, here's what you're going to do. Here's a check. Right? Here's a check. Right? Come on. This man ain't very smart, Juicy. He can sing and dance, but he ain't too smart up top. He gives the motherfuckers a check that was entered into evidence. Okay. And then he runs through a rehearsal with these guys. And they still don't get it right. But here we go.
And I find that your extreme premeditation in this case is an aggravating factor to me. Let's talk about the incident itself. It's all set up. The Oceandero brothers are on board. Your plane is running late. Now you had a chance right then and there to think, okay, I'm really late. I'm 4 hours late. This can't go down. It's freezing in Chicago. We're on the verge of a polar vortex. You might have just thought about it and said, maybe it's not in the cards. Maybe the karma's wrong. I shouldn't be doing this. But no. You double down. You start communicating with the brothers through social media. Now, whether it was by texts or chats or Instagram, public or private, one way or another, you kept in touch with them. And there was some quibbling about the specifics about how you kept in touch with them, but they knew what time you were coming in, and now the time is pushed back to 2 o'clock in the morning in the freezing cold weather. It's double digits below zero at 2 o'clock in the morning. You have to have a reason to be out on the street. And the reason you chose is you come up with the story that you needed to get some eggs at Walgreens at 2 o'clock in the morning. If not that, you're going to go to Subway and get a sandwich and a salad and get something to eat at 2 o'clock in the morning in the freezing cold. You did one more thing. You got the Ushendero brothers. Now they're on board with you. You're using them as your patsies. You have.
Were they going to egg you too? Like throw eggs at
Here's
you?
A man, professional man that's trying to help you in your career. You're not sure what town he's in, if he's in Australia or not, but you get him on the phone, and he's going to be your patsy also, because he's going to listen and be around on the phone to hear that you're being attacked by somebody. Now, he doesn't know what's going on, that it's really not an attack, but he's going to be able to corroborate your story. So you're getting that together. You got Brandon on the phone, you're out on the street, ostensibly to get some Subway, you get some Subway, and you're walking to where this is supposed to take place. Now, the Ushendero brothers, they're getting ready too. And they're doing this because you wanted them to do it on the sneak. No cell phones involved. Make sure nobody sees you get there. And what they think is some kind of clever way of getting there, they have an Uber pick them up from their home in Lakeview. They take the Uber to Old Town. It's a different neighborhood. They get out of the Uber, they get into a cab. Now the cab is supposed to go to Streeterville, but not to the scene where this is supposed to happen, a few blocks away. So nobody actually sees them get out of the cab, and this works out the way you want it to work out. So they get there a little early, they're walking around, they're sitting on a bench for a minute, but at 2 o'clock, the time that you said this is supposed to happen, at the place you said it was supposed to happen, at the moment you said it was supposed to happen, they appear. So you're talking to Brandon on the phone, you have your Subway in hand, and they follow the script. Hey, Empire, word with the letter M, word with the letter F. There's a scuffle. They pour bleach on you. Brandon's listening to this. They attempt to put a noose around your neck during the scuffling. You're getting a little abrasion and scrape on your face. A car goes by, and the brothers take off. They leave. They never did get the noose around your neck. So what do? You gather your belongings. You get the cell phone. You're talking to Brandon. Hey, did you get jumped? Yeah, I got jumped. I got mugged. Did you hear what happened? Trying to make sure that he heard the words that were spoken. You grabbed your food, and you took the noose that they never did get around your neck, and you put it around your own neck. I repeat, you put the noose around your own neck.
He put they couldn't even get the noose over a willing victim's head. Was it the car that drove by? And I'm going to start a movement. Free Juicy Smollett, because this is a lynching. This trial has been a lynching number 2. This is the second time that this man has been lynched in a matter of 2 years. This is an outrage. Free Juicy Smollett. Are you on board? Hashtag something. This is a modern day lynching, and that's what they always say. That's what always the press says about any OJ or whatever. I'm not going, but I'm just saying, free Juicy Smollett. Here we go.
You go home. Video footage shows that when you walk into your residence, you have this noose dangling loosely around your neck. You go into your apartment, the police are called, the police arrive. The first officer on the scene is Chicago Police Officer Mohammed Bey, in full uniform. The first responder of the first responders. His body cam is on. He sees you. And now he sees that that noose is around your neck, but it's not the way that you walked into the house. Now the noose is up at your throat. Part of your plan. Officer Bey asks a simple question: what happened? And then you start to lie. And you haven't stopped lying ever since. You've been lying and lying and lying about this case, and that's why you're here today. You want to fake the incident on the street, try to get some attention at work, try to have somebody else feel sorry for you. That would never have got you here. The problem was you lied to the police, and you caused all kinds of consternation. You caused a major investigation to take place, which got many people involved and caused great stress throughout the city and throughout the entire community here, and that's the problem. That's why you're here now. Those were the crimes you're convicted of. Not the shenanigans out there, but the lying about it, making it up, and that's why we're here now. You repeated your lies at the hospital. 6 counts were put together. The jury found you guilty of 5 of them. One was a little bit different than the others, and I understand that. Let me say, from my vantage point, I was obviously here at every stage of this trial. I thought the jury's verdict was accurate, correct, wholly corroborated, but could only be described as overwhelming evidence of guilt against you for lying. That's the crime you're here for, lying to the police. Well, Officer Bey took this very seriously. He said, that's a horrible thing that happened. And he started the process of police investigation. Detectives got involved. You ended up at the hospital. All things were starting to happen, and this word got out. And you're not just any person. You have a little bit of celebrity about you. You were known in some circles as a very competent actor, a really good actor in a very serious television production called Empire, and people knew about this. And because you're a celebrity, and because you've been so active in all these social justice causes, and this is what is so unbelievable about this case, that you of all people are here convicted of hoaxing hate crimes. You who know better, who are out there in the world trying to be something for the good in social justice causes, that you ended up here right now like this. It's crazy. But you know people in high places, elected public officials. They reacted. You knew
elected public officials. Ding, 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 ding. Chicago, the machine. Come on, we all know what Chicago is. It was right in the middle of a presidential race, and we needed to show racism out there because we looked all over the place. We looked everywhere for the racism out there, and all we could do is like Charlottesville. But then we're Nazis, and we tried the Trump thing with the, and I'm not saying Trump this way or that way. I'm saying it was a political hit job. One way or the other, that's the way politics works. That's why it's so disgusting. They'll use everything, both sides. I'm not arguing one or the other, but this is plain as day. And we're going to get to it. Wait, hold on. I know the judge is just going, but it's important, okay?
mainstream journalists, they reacted. You became the first page, your front page news. You're talked about in the halls of Congress. People are talking about making laws to prevent what happened to you to happen to anybody else. People on mainstream media are decrying what happened. What kind of country is this? How could they do this to Jussie? We know Jussie. He's such a gentle guy. He's the guy that was described to me by all the family and friends that I heard from today. And I believe that Jussie exists. But you use them as your patsies too. They were giving you the national pity party you wanted. They're putting you on the front page. All the attention is on you. People talk about social injustice. Your name was coming up first, which is exactly what you wanted. But you used them. If anything, people in those positions, elected public officials, mainstream journalists, their credibility is everything to them. And you didn't care that you might be damaging it. You did damage to them because, again, there's a side of you that has this arrogance and selfishness and narcissism that's just disgraceful. And you planned work, of course, until it didn't. We're in Chicago. You lived here for 5 years, working on the Empire Show. And you have to know, as well as anybody that lives in Chicago, that Chicagoans, they love their city. They're fiercely loyal to the city, and believe me, Chicagoans know we don't all agree with each other on a lot. There are all kinds of disagreements on what our city should be, what the vision should be for the future.
All right, move on.
And I know that I've been listening to Chicago police officers and listening about police and what you've done to yourself. It's way beyond anything else that can happen to you from me or any other judge.
All right, move on.
You're the butt of jokes. Comedians, mainstream talk show hosts, they make jokes about you. They do sketches about you. I can't imagine anything worse than that. No, this is all self-inflicted. These are things you did to yourself. This is self-damage. Well, some people may think that what you did is funny, and that there's some room for humor or jokes about it. But I assure you, this court does not. I don't think there is anything funny at all about hoaxing and faking racial hate crimes. Hoaxing or faking homophobic hate crimes. I think that is disgraceful. There is nothing funny about it. There's no humor in what you did whatsoever. All because you're selfish, arrogant, narcissistic. At least you have that side in you that came out through this case, and you kept doubling down and doubling down and doubling down. It's not funny. It's not funny at all. And I'm your sentencing judge, and I don't find it funny. So where are we at? We're at the end. You're convicted of a Class 4 felony. It's presumptively probationable, but we have some real serious aggravating factors here. Your premeditation, which I've described. The pain you caused to real victims of hate crimes, which I have described. The damage you've done to the city of Chicago, I've heard. It's been talked about. I'm mindful of the city's request for restitution. If I'm going to fashion that, consider that request, I have to fashion the sentence accordingly. And above all, the capper of all cappers, your performance on the witness stand. This could only be described as pure perjury. You got on the witness stand, you didn't have to, you did, you certainly have a right to, but you committed hour upon hour upon hour of pure perjury. And I find all those to be
hour upon hour upon hour of perjury on the stand. Years of perjury. Holy shit.
ample factors. If this court were to decide that the things you did, that any kind of probationary sentence would deprecate the seriousness of the offense and you need to go to the penitentiary, their record is clear and it would support it. But I'm looking at everything in its totality. And I agree. It's told to me today, you can't judge everybody by one bad thing they've done in their life. I don't know if it's the only bad thing, but it's the only bad thing that I'm concerned about now. And that you do have quite a record of real community service and quite a record of attaching with people. There is a lot of mitigation in this case as well. And I'm mindful of the pleas of mercy, particularly from people that are in the arena of dealing with social justice issues, that are fighting, seriously fighting, not playing around, not doing games like you were doing. But you're going to be allowed to travel wherever you want, which is the maximum fine. And 30 days.
All right,
you
get to it.
To modify your sentence.
I'd just like to say to Your Honor that I'm not suicidal. That's what I would like to say.
Okay.
I'm not suicidal.
Okay.
I am not suicidal. I am innocent, and I am not suicidal.
Wait, I'm sorry. I missed
I'm
it.
fashioning the following sentence, and here's your sentence. I'm sentencing you to 30 months felony probation, and the probation is going to be to this court. You're going to be allowed to
30 months felony probation. 30 months felony probation.
Travel wherever you want. You do not have to live in the state of Illinois. You can report by phone. I know that if you're going to try to make a living and do some of the things you do, you may have to go to other places, New York and Los Angeles. You can do those things. You will pay restitution to the city of Chicago in the amount of $120,106. You are fined $25,000, which is the maximum fine. And you will spend the first 150 days of your sentence in the Cook County Jail. And that will start today, right here, right now. Mr. Smollett, so the jury found you guilty and I've sentenced you as I have. You have the right to appeal the findings and rulings of the court or ask your sentence to be modified. To do those things, you need to file a notice of appeal in writing within 30 days. You may also file a motion to modify your sentence, which would have to be filed in writing within 30 days. Anything not stated in those filings are waived for the purposes of appeal. You cannot afford lawyers or transcripts. They would be provided free of charge. Do you have any questions?
No, I would just like to say to Your Honor that I'm not suicidal. That's what I would like to say.
Okay.
I'm not suicidal.
Okay.
I am not suicidal. I am innocent, and I am not suicidal. If I did this, then it means that I stuck my fist in the fears of Black Americans in this country for over 400 years and the fears of the LGBTQ community. Your Honor, I respect you and I respect the jury, but I did not do this. And I am not suicidal. And if anything happens to me when I go in there, I did not do it to myself. And you must all know that. I respect you, Your Honor. I respect your decision. Jail time. I am not suicidal.
Okay. Mr. Uche, let me inquire, are there any post-sentencing motions you care to present right now?
Yes, Judge.
Yes.
The defense would wish to present a motion to reconsider sentence and file it in stanter.
It is timely filed.
Thank you, Judge.
And let me say, I've obviously considered the sentence at great length. And it's timely filed, so it's preserved for purposes of appeal. The motion to reconsider sentence is respectfully denied. And is there another? Oh, one second. Anything else? Just a second. Is there going to be a notice of appeal filed?
Yes, Judge. We're filing a notice of appeal. We're going to be emailing it to the clerk right now.
So who is Jussie Smollett? Who are you? And how, out of all people in the world, did you get to be here?
All right.
Sitting in the courtroom in Chicago.
All right. Let's talk about the end. Why would Jesse think that he was going to be Epsteined? Now, let's think of where Juicy started from. Juicy started as a young 16-year-old. And we know what happens in Hollywood. Hollyweird, right? To young ones. Britney Spears. Oh, did I just say that? We all know what happens to the young ones at Disney, right? They have their own couch to lay on, if you know what I mean. Maybe. Implied. I mean, right? So, first off, Juicy spoke for himself on the stand. He lied throughout. He was given an opportunity to give a statement before judgment was passed on him. They took a 5-minute break that ended up lasting 15 minutes. They went out of the courtroom just before the judge. Juicy said, I want a break. I don't want to say anything right now. I need a break. So they took a 5-minute break that ended up 15 minutes. And I'm wondering, did Juicy go to the bathroom, and is he hanging out the bathroom window right now? I'm waiting, and I'm waiting for them to come back into the courtroom, waiting for what you just got done seeing to happen. And 5 minutes went by, and 10 minutes went by, and I'm thinking, oh no, poor Juicy. So then they come, Juicy Booty. Yes, Juicy Booty. Okay. What's going on, Snafu Bar? Okay. So, Why would Juicy say, I am not going to Epstein myself? Because he knows people in high places. Because he was part of that whole, from the time he was 16. Kamala Harris was involved with all that. I remember her on the arm of Montel Williams. Remember where Kamala Harris started off? She started off on the arm of a talk show host, a former Marine, Montel Williams. Bad things happen to people that know shit, if you know what I mean. And Juicy knows that bad shit happens to people who talk about high things. She started on her knees. That's exactly right. She is proud to say it. There is a YouTube video out there where she was asked, what's the best way to get to the top? She said, on your knees. That's what she said, not me. And Oregon Rogue is correct. She was a swinger. That's right, Richard Tobias. How astute of you. So, just a theory down here in the bunkhole. 300 feet deep, safe and secure in the law library. Now, are we done with Juicy? Do you get my perspective on Juicy? Now, let me talk about another thing while I'm at it. So while I'm doing this, I'm going to have to change a couple things on my, I just have to do something, okay? But, Rogue Nation, I don't know when it was. I don't know exactly what it was. But let me see if this works. Yes, it does work. Okay. Rogue Nation, whenever he got arrested for, I do believe, putting the stickers on the telephone poles. Does anybody remember that? Well, okay. Before I go on, let me thank everybody for coming in to the Bunkhole tonight. A True Seeker, Thin Blue Line Slayer, my brother. Oh, I love that man. Richard Tobias, King Richard's my hero. Oregon Rogue, Snafu Boar, all around pigs' asses, pork. Good to see you. Blue Steel, Creole and Cajun, Raging Cajun Randy. John D. Nicola, good to see you. High Pockets. Always good to see High Pockets. Love High Pockets. New Jersey Watchman. I'm sure he's still hanging around somewhere. Welcome. And that's another guy that really inspires me. New Jersey Watchman. A DJ, K-Dot, The Party. Another guy that inspires me. Man, I love that man too. Grand B Transparency. Nat always brightens up my day when I see her come into the Bunkhole. North Carolina Street News. I did one audit with them once. Good guy, man. I see he's still doing some good work down there in North Carolina. Let's see. Lion One and HPR News. You better watch it because I'm going to divorce my wife and I'm going to steal Lion One of you, HPR. You better watch out. You better carry all them guns. Blue Steel. John D. Nicola. Kyle BPL was in here. Oh, yeah. The United States Terrorists and Corruption. I love that name. Was in here. News Now, California. Wayman. Thanks for stopping in. And Joe Cole. Joe Cole's probably still lurking. He likes to lurk. Okay, Sergeant Chucko, Semper Fi, brother. DC Accuracy was here. Probably still lurking around. Minnesota News Now. Minnesota News Now. That's right. Very good newsman right there. Straight up news journalist. Okay, I think I got everybody. I think that I got everybody. Boy, you guys have been chatting a lot. Okay, I hope everybody took a break while I was doing that. True Seeker. You're going to like this, True Seeker. Okay, now let me get back to Rogue Nation. Rogue Nation was arrested for, I think, putting the sticker on the telephone pole. Vandalism. And he was offered an agreement. Now, I don't remember when this happened, but the agreement was that he would not be prosecuted, and everything would be dropped after a year if he did not commit the same or similar crime. Does anybody remember that? Ellie. Oh, Ellie. I love Ellie. Ellie, I haven't talked to you for a while, and I've been, thinking about you a lot. Okay, does everybody remember that? All right, yes, Nat says, yes, I do. Yes. And I loved that, Rogue Nation kind of got out of it, but he didn't, right? Well, you know what? If he refused that deal, bravo, because we are in the law library. True Seeker said, yep, it cost $100 to remove it. Chuck Derby said, yes, I do. How are you doing, Chuck Derby? Good to see you. Welcome to the Semper's Law Library, or the Bunkhole Law Library. All right. Paige and Randy says, yes, everybody's on the same page. Everybody's on the same page. All right. So the first exhibit I have is an example of one of these agreements. Do you want to go through it with me? Do you want to go? Please say you want to go through one of these agreements with me. I am in my law library, and you're going to like it. You're going to like what I do with it. So I'm going to put this up. Okay, I'm going to have to change. Let me do it this way. It's really dinky small, but I'll blow it up. I'm going to blow it up right here. All right, here we go. This right here is an agreement. It is a, right up here, agreement to suspend, right? It's an agreement to suspend, an agreement to suspend. Let's go down. Okay. The above named court, I, the above named defendant, hereby agree to the following disposition in the above entitled case, and I hereby state to the court as follows. Number one, I am the defendant in this case. My date of birth is blah, blah, blah. Number two, I have been charged with obstructing legal process, interfering with a police officer. We know them, don't we? We know them charges. That happens a lot, and it's been happening a lot more. Does it sound like something that a defense attorney would write? Now, this is the defense attorney writing this. This isn't the prosecutor writing this. Okay, here we go. There is the case. Number three, I have fully discussed the charges, my constitutional rights, and this agreement with my attorney, Simon Says. Okay. Number four, I understand that I also have the following constitutional rights, which I knowingly and voluntarily give up. Oh no, you aren't going to do that, are you? Are you going to do that? What do you think about that so far? What do you think about it so far? Isn't it a great deal so far? Okay. A, the right to a speedy trial. I'm giving up a right to a speedy trial to the court or to a jury in which I am presumed innocent until proven guilty beyond a reasonable doubt, and in which all jurors in a jury trial must agree I am guilty before the jury can find me guilty. I agree, Nat. Number 5, I'm entering this agreement freely and voluntarily and without any promises except as indicated in number 6 below. Number 5A, the reason for the following agreement are, I felt I had the right to not let, oh, yes. I felt I had the right not to let law enforcement into my house when the person they were looking for was not present at my house. Okay? That's convincing. Number 6, I and the state have agreed on the following: that the prosecution in the above files be suspended for 6 months on condition, A, in capital letters, that I not be convicted of any same or similar offenses, B, in caps, that I pay costs of $50 to the county of Pecker and $75 public defender fee within 5 months. What's going on, the cameraman? Just going over an agreement that I'm signing. This is an agreement that I'm signing. Yes, it's an agreement that I'm going to sign. What do you think? Should I sign it? Should I sign it? Oh, scroll. Then I pay a cost of $50 to the county of Pecker and $75 public defender fee within 5 months. Right? Why the fuck would you sign that? I'm going to. You just wait. C, successful completion of these terms will result in the charge file being dismissed. Sounds great, doesn't it? See, we got the 6. Remember up here? It said up here something about going down to 6, but we went through 6. All right. Here we go. Number 7. I understand that the state can resume prosecution the above file if the court finds clear and convincing evidence of a same or similar offense against me after the date of this agreement, or if I fail to comply with the other conditions listed above. Sounds like a great deal, doesn't it? I'm going to sign it. Where's my pen? Where is my pen? Give me the pen. Give it to me. Give it to me. Sounds like a great deal. No, it's not crazy. It gets me out of the charges. Okay. B, I understand that if no motion by the prosecuting attorney to terminate this agreement is pending, the agreement is terminated and the complaint, indictment, or tab charge shall be dismissed by order of the court 1 month after expiration of the period of suspension specified by this agreement. If such motion is then pending, the agreement is terminated and the complaint, indictment, or tab charge shall be dismissed by the order of the court upon entry of a final order denying the motion. So if the prosecution denies this and files a motion, it's whatever. It's blah, blah, blah. It's gobbledygook. Okay. The following termination of this agreement, I may not be further prosecuted for the offenses involved. Number 8, I understand that if the court does not approve this agreement, I have the right to have a trial. Right? Yeah. Number 9, I understand that I have the right to be present at the time when this agreement is presented to the court for approval. Right. Number 10, I hereby acknowledge and voluntarily give up my right to be present upon the presentation of this agreement, blah, 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 blah. Okay, there was something else, too, that I wanted to mention. There was something else I wanted to mention. Eric Brandt took a stupid deal like that. Really? I do remember that. I do remember that. Now, there was something else up in here that, oh, yeah. It said I missed it. How did I miss it? Okay, anyhow, I must have missed it somewhere. It was, well, I know it's in there somewhere. I can't see it right now, but it states that if they resume charges on me, that they could use anything in this statement against me in my trial. And I can't pick it out. Oh, here it is, right here. Look at this one right here. If they resume prosecution of the above files, that the state can use any admissions I've made in this agreement against me in trial. Do you understand that? I don't see any admissions in this trial. I don't see any admissions in this. I didn't admit anything in here, did I? Did I admit anything in here? I don't think I admitted, so I'm going to just sign it. I'm just going to sign it. I didn't admit any guilt in here, did I? I don't think I did. But let's continue. Okay, and blah, blah, blah. I, Simon C., state that I'm the attorney for the defendant in the above. Oh. I, Simon. Oh, son of a bitch. I, Simon C., state that I am the attorney for the defendant in the above entitled criminal action, and that I personally explained the contents of the above agreement to the defendant. Right? Agreement. All right. Do we get it? All right. Give me a number 1 if you think I should sign it. Give me a number 2 if you think I should tweak it a little bit. Because it is an agreement, after all, right? And what happens in an agreement? There are multiple sides in agreement. There could be 20, 30, 40, 50, 100,000 fucking sides to an agreement, right? 2, rewrite it. Do you want me to rewrite it? Really? That would take me forever to rewrite this. Use it for kindling. It is kind of cold and down here in the bunkhole right now. I could use a nice toasty warm fire. High Pocket says 2. Ellie says burn it. Burn it. Chuck Derby says 2. And then he says 2 again. Rewrite it. Oh, that's a great thing. The tribe says no agreement. Don't do the agreement. File affidavit of facts. Motions and all of that. Play the paperwork game with them. File this with the court and file that with the court. Well, we're way past that. -1, True Seeker. The cameraman says the plea is an attempt by the prosecutor while acting under the color of law to deprive you of your rights to a fair and speedy trial I think so, but it sounds so good. I could just get off 6 months, $125. Come on, move on with my life in the bunkhole. He either has the evidence needed to proceed or he doesn't. Plea agreements are infringements on your rights. But it sounds so good, Blue Steel. And it is an agreement. There's multiple parties in an agreement. It just so happened that it's me and him. Well, and an attorney. So, okay. All right. By signing it, I waived my Fifth Amendment right to self-incrimination. I read that. And that, yes, it's a dumb attorney, but it sounds so good. You say put up or shut up? Not guilty, and let's move on to trial. Oh, Ellie, that's ballsy. That's like taking them right on. I agree, but I don't. It sounds so good, and I just want to move on with my bunkhole life. Get a new attorney? I've already paid $4,000 for this son of a bitch. No, it says exactly what I know, Chuck Derby. The first time you fart in public, they'll lock you up. It doesn't say that. I'm trusting them. The tribe said Ellie is 100% correct. If they had a case, they wouldn't have offered me the deal. That's something to think about. That's definitely something to think about. Makes sense. But it sounds like such a great deal. I mean, can I just let me see if I have something here for this. Do I have her? Is she here? Oh no, I don't have her. Oh yes, I do. It sounds so good. Like a fairy godmother is resting over my shoulder, blowing pixie dust on me. It's such a great opportunity. I mean, she was right there over my shoulder telling me, take the deal, take the deal. Does it include unicorns? Didn't you see the fairy above my shoulder? Look, she's telling me again, take the deal. She'll protect me. There you go. That pixie dust will get it, and I'm going to sign it. Okay, I have teased you enough. They offer deals when they have no case. Is that right? Ellie says, by taking the deal, you are admitting to the crime, which they can deny the deal and sentence you to more time without a trial. I don't know if it said that. I don't know. I'm so confused what to do. So, just for shits and giggles, I rewrote this. Do you want to see it? Do you want to see how I wrote the rebuttal agreement, since it's two parties negotiating? Because they've already lessened it from 1 year down to 6 months. I didn't tell you that, but now I am. Yes, remember your recruiter. It sounds great, but, just another win for the DA. That sounds pretty good. That sounds pretty good. All right. Okay. Do you want to see my rewording of it? Two parties. I'm going to use my attorney as a bitch. to just like hand the paper to him, because now it is a negotiation. He set this up, and now it's a negotiation. This is what I want. This is what I'm going to write. Because I can guarantee that the prosecution already knows this letter. I guarantee the prosecution has already signed it and just waiting for me. Now, my attorney told me, go ahead and, fill in what you think is good. So I did. Nat says, bring it on. Okay. I'll bring it on. I'm not going to tease you. I'm not going to tease you any longer. Now, here's my version. To the above named court, I, the above named prosecutor, hereby agree to the following disposition in the above titled case, and I hereby state to the court as follows. I am the prosecutor in this case, beginning date of service, blah, blah, blah. Number 2, I, the prosecutor, have charged I'm just using a pseudonym, Mrs. Kong, with obstructing, blah, 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 blah. Look, I have charged. Okay, right? Number 3, I, the prosecutor, demanded Mrs. Kong give up any and all constitutional rights under threat of imprisonment. Right? I mean, this is negotiation. Send this motherfucker to him. A, the right to a speedy trial to the court or to a jury in which Mrs. Kong's presumed innocence until proven guilty beyond a reasonable doubt, and which all jurors in a jury trial must agree she is guilty. Bro science, what's going on? I have not afforded Mrs. Kong a trial in a reasonable time frame. It's been over a year. C, I acknowledge Mrs. Kong has been in litigation limbo for over 1 year, followed all rules on her release from custody, and has been involved in all court proceedings required by the court. Number 4, I, the prosecutor, am entering this agreement freely and voluntarily and without any promises. 4A, the reason for the following agreement is I felt law enforcement had the right to enter into Mrs. Kong's house when the person they were looking for was not present at the house. Number 5, I and the state have agreed on the following. That I dismiss all I have to move up. Number 5. I and the state have agreed on the following. A, that I dismiss all charges. B, that the arrest be expunged from Mrs. Kong's record. C, I pay court costs of $50 to the county of Pecker and $75 defender's fee within 5 months. D, successful completion of these terms will result in the charges files being dismissed. Right? Number 6, I understand that the state can never resume prosecution in the above. The court has not found clear and convincing evidence of a same or similar offense, Mrs. Kong, and will not continue to harass Mrs. Kong with any further malicious prosecution to the conditions listed above. A, I understand that if this agreement is reneged upon and the state resumes this malicious prosecution of the above files, that the state cannot use any admission Mrs. Kong has made. B, I understand if no motion, blah, 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 blah. Number 7, I understand that if this court does not approve this agreement, I have the right to have a trial. Of course the prosecution does. Bring me up on charges. 8, I understand that I have the right to be present at the time of this agreement is presented to the court. Of course the prosecutor could be there. All right. Do you get it? I, Simon C. says, states that I am the attorney for the defendant. Okay. Does that make sense? I want the district attorney. I want the district attorney. Here. The prosecution has charged me with the crime. I haven't been charged. The prosecution charged me. See? The prosecution is demanding, the prosecutor, is demanding that I, Mrs. Kong, give up any and all constitutional rights. I, the prosecutor, are denying Mrs. Kong, me, a speedy trial to the court or to the jury in which Mrs. Kong's presumed innocent until proven guilty. The prosecutor is denying me this. Send this to the prosecutor. B, I have not afforded Mrs. Kong a trial in a reasonable time. Send this motherfucker to the prosecutor. C, I, the prosecutor, acknowledge Mrs. Kong has been in litigation limbo for 1 year, followed all rules of her release from custody, and has been involved in all court proceedings required by the court. I, the prosecutor, am entering in this agreement freely and voluntarily without any promises. 4A, the reason for the following agreement is I felt that we were allowed in. I and the state have agreed to the following, that I dismiss all charges. The prosecutor wants it. That's what I want the prosecutor to do. So, hey, admit it. Admit it like you want me to fucking admit it. You're the one that has done all this to me. I haven't done it to myself. So take me to trial of my peers and prove it, dickhead. But in the meantime, please sign this. It's a pretty good letter. Pretty good, counter offer, right? Correct the tribe. This is a negotiation at this point. This is what I want. The prosecutor, I and the state have agreed to the following, that I dismiss all charges, and B, that the arrest be expunged from my record, and that I, the prosecutor, pay $50 to the county of Pecker and $75 to the defender's public defender's fee, all within 5 months. You should pay the defender and the court, and the not me. I haven't been proven guilty of anything. That's up to you. So why should I pay a fucking red cent? Why don't you pay it? Just an offer. That's exactly right. So why should I sign their document? Okay. Of course, the prosecution also agrees to the following. D, successful completion of these terms will result in the charges file being dismissed. Right? I understand that the state can never resume prosecution in the above. The court has not found clear and convincing evidence. This is the prosecutor agreeing to this. Evidence is the same as similar offense against me and will not continue to harass me with any further malicious prosecution to the conditions listed above. That's exactly right. Law is on my side. So prove it. Well, either sign this or prove it. I mean, you have two options here. You could sign this like a nice little boy and go away and leave me the fuck alone. Or I'm going to cost you more money in trial because I'm coming at you pro se. It's been a year. No. You've been thinking about it a lot, obviously. So let's go. And will not continue to harass Mrs. Me with any further malicious prosecution to the conditions listed above. Right. I, the prosecution. A. Understand that if this agreement is reneged upon and the state resumes this malicious prosecution of the above files, that the state can not use any admission Mrs. Kong has made, period. Me. You can't use anything that I say, not only in this document, but ever. You will never be able to speak my name again, referring to this right here. Isn't it lovely? B, I understand that if no motion to terminate this blah, 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 blah. Got it, right? We got it? Got it? Hey, see you later, Ellie. Much love. All right. So, what do you think about my counter offer? Do you think it'll work? Do you think he'll sign it? Do you think the prosecutor's going to sign that? Give me a 1 if you think the prosecutor's going to sign it. Give me a 2 if hell no, that he's going to take me to trial. In the meantime, it is 4:20 again in Peg's place. Richard says 2. Nat says 2. High Pocket says hell no. Thin Blue Line Slayer says, ain't never going to sign it. Why, thank you very much, Chuck Derby. Homework? It wasn't no homework. It was fun. Look at my law library behind me. How could you not utilize that law library, Chuck Derby? Come on. Number 1, you think he's going to sign it? Chuck Derby, you have a lot of faith in these prosecutors. Hold on, 4:20. All right. I did mention it earlier. We are going to go to a very fine place. We are going to the First United Pastafarian Church of Pope Brant the First. Everybody get their religious calendars on. Everybody get their religious calendars on. Oh, I'm all the way over there. See? All right, everybody get their religious calendars on because we are in the First United Pastafarian Church of Pope Brant the First. So get your calendars on, people. Because we have a guest preacher in the church today. Let me get him up here. Pastor Samson? Pastor Samson. Let me see if he can get up on here, display cam here. Oh yeah. Pastor Sampson. Wait, let's go this one first. Pastor Sampson, welcome.
Fellow Americans, good morning.
To the Bunkhole
Certain dates
Church.
echo throughout history.
The January 6th insurrection. January 6th attack on the United States Capitol.
The January 6th Capitol insurrection.
January 6th.
January 6th.
January the 6th.
January 6th.
Including dates that instantly remind all who have lived through them where they were and what they were doing when our democracy came under assault.
These clear acts of sedition and violence and terrorism.
A violent terrorist attack on the Capitol.
Such an attack on our democracy.
Violent attack to overthrow an election. The worst attacks in American history.
It's an attack.
I can't have it my way. I'll burn the whole country down.
Who is it? Putin.
Dates that occupy not only a place on our calendars,
it gotta be
but
the
a place
Ukraine
in our collective memory. December 7th, 1941.
Yeah, Pearl
September
Harbor.
11th, 2001.
The Twin Towers.
And January 6th,
Oh
2021.
no. Tell us about it, Pastor.
Newsflash, nobody gives a fuck about it. We all admit that shit was pretty dumb, but that's about it. When we saw the news, we were shocked and we were kind of tense. Like, damn. Then we forgot about it by the 10th. Nobody's walking around stressing over Jan 6. It happened and that was it. We haven't gave a damn since. It's all good when riots are kept in the hood, but now you're freaking out cause this was in the neck of your woods. Now it's a big deal. Now it gets real. Now it's important to us. Not back then in 2020 when stores were boarded up. Not back then when goods were looted and folks were brutalized. Not then, but right now, cause it happened to the suit and ties. That shit's way above my head. We were fucking shit up all year with demonstrations that left dozens dead. But people like Nancy didn't flinch, in fact they loved it then. People will do what they do, bitch, ain't that what you said? Yep. There's literally compilation videos of you and all your colleagues inciting this kind of crap. So it's very fascinating to watch you swallow your words. You put your own foot in your mouth and now you're forced to dial it back. It's fine when you encourage it in my town, in his town, in her town, when the whole fucking city's being burnt down. You smile as you give the green light for mobs to rob shit, but as soon as it comes close to you, then it's a problem. Got it. I don't condone what happened on that day, especially the officers that were assaulted. I would never dare. But as for all the politicians that were there, you fuck us over all the time, so don't expect us to care. I care more about the store owner that's getting beat down in front of his shop just for trying to protect his place of business. He would probably help me if he saw me on the ground dying. Y'all wouldn't do a damn thing. Shit, you'd probably say good riddance. You'd walk right over me like I was a crack, and you were trying to save your mother's back like a 5-year-old kid. If you did acknowledge me, you'd probably nudge my body and go, aw, little fucker must have died of COVID. You know it's true. Stop bluffing. They do absolutely nothing that is trusting. Kamala, for you to compare this to Pearl Harbor and 9/11 is disrespectful and fucking disgusting. That's the most self-centered thing that I've ever seen. Compared to those events, it's not even worth remembering. No one that I know is even still paying attention to it. We'd all forget this shit in like a month if nobody mentioned it. Yep. And you know it too. You're gonna milk this thing and squeeze it till it's bone dry and it won't drip any juice, while your stupid committee's wasting money convicting people from a year ago while CNN runs continuous loops. We would rather hear you address a million other issues. We don't want to listen to you cry. Get a fucking tissue. So many things could be dealt with in a jiff, but you would rather sit in front of us and smell your own shit. I refuse to show concern for a group of people that I have no respect for. I won't go there. I'm not happy about it. I'm not mad about it either. I'm just neutral on the issue. I just don't care. Yeah, I'm back.
Pastor Sampson. That's his name, Sampson, S-A-M-S-O-N, Pastor Sampson. Link it. No, it just look Sampson up, Pastor Sampson. Yes, do you want to hear more of the preachings of Pastor Sampson? Here, in the First United Pastafarian Church of Pope Brant the First. Lots of firsts going on here, isn't there? Okay, you said you wanted to hear more? Okay, well, how about this one? Tell us, Pastor, what you think.
I I love high gas prices. I love paying more for groceries, and I really love seeing taxes rise. It's so good knowing that I'm giving more but receiving less. It makes me feel humble, but I'm gonna stop with the sarcasm right there, cause I swear we're living in a real jungle. It's what? Pretty simple to me though, it's way past being left or right. Just use your head and common sense and think about how you've been affected in daily life. Is it easier or is it harder? That's the most important question you should think of first, cause life is a bitch already as it is, and you don't need someone that's gonna make it worse. Ask me? I think we're fucked. Don't give me that look, everything sucks. Have you gone outside? Have you been to the store? Have you compared the prices to a year before? Do you drive a car? Have you pumped gas? Don't lie to me now, it sucks ass. You could brush it off like it's a fucking joke, but the media lies, numbers don't. Well, you can't blame Biden, it isn't him. Well, who the fuck is it then? What jacked up the prices? I wanna know why I spend so much up at Conoco. I don't know. I think it's insane that the leader of the country gets no blame, cause the whole entire time, the last 4 years, it was cheap as fuck. I'm just saying, now watch. Down in the comment section, someone's gonna give us an economy lesson. I can't wait to hear your expert analysis on fluctuation and how expenses balance. Hey, it's all a part of the process. What the hell you bitching for? It's fine. Oh yeah, I forgot about the 16 cents that I saved on hot dogs for 4th of July. What a fucking steal. Too bad I spent more on gas just to get to Target. So by the time I got done buying all this shit and filling up my car, I had way less than when I started. Now, I don't really call that saving. No, I call that losing money. It doesn't take a genius to do simple math, but apparently you can't, so who's the dummy? Probably still me. I'm just pissed off. This inflation's fucked up, but I gotta sit here and act like I love this administration with a thumbs up? Stupid. Everything is hell, but you act like I'm supposed to be in heaven. You know our country ain't doing too good when the Waffle Houses start to close at 11. Dude, he can barely talk, and don't act like I'm being overzealous. Every time the man speaks, I have no fucking clue what he's trying to tell us. Every speech is like a gag reel. Every time I see the shit, I'm like, is that real? Well, considering the fact that the only other option was Trump, I don't think it's such a bad deal. Fuck that, I want a strong leader. The strength of a man should be constantly tested, especially when you're in the most powerful position in the world. That should be not even a question. There's really not enough words that can describe the craziness we're facing, dude. But the crazier part is there's still people you need to sit down and really explain this to. Come on, man. Just watch a press conference. You'll see that Joe is all gone. He literally says out loud that he has a list of people he's supposed to call on. And even then he fucks that up. The whole thing is hella awkward. COVID-19 ain't his biggest enemy. It's the goddamn teleprompter. It feels like we don't even have a leader. It's like we're all just following blindly. Each of my grandparents could run circles around him in a debate, and they're almost 90. Look at him. Don't take it from me. Go listen to him. It's not a rumor.
You gotta, I mean,
Today, Junior! Jesus Christ, go on YouTube and click any video of Joe Biden and check out the like and the dislike ratios. That should prove to you that no one likes him. I don't agree with anything he's done. His decisions affect me in many ways. If it was up to me, I'd rather have mean tweets and cheap gas any day. I don't like Biden. What good's he done for us? I think Afghanistan pretty much sums it up. What a dumb adult. My stomach does somersaults when I think about those 13 soldiers that were killed to fucking gall. Then he goes to the service and keeps checking his watch like he has somewhere better to be. I swear the disrespect doesn't stop. Pick your fucking head up. Look at the women and men you killed. I don't understand how anyone could even defend you still. And if they do, they either don't know what they're talking about or they're lying to themselves, cause they know damn well you're a problem now. Pulling out was a good choice. Not the way you did it though. Kamala's probably sitting there like, oh my god, we did it, Joe. Speaking of her, where's she been through all these deadly days? As soon as shit erupts and hits the fan, Kamala's MIA. Not like she does anything anyway, so fucking useless. Law and order, crisis at the border, she don't fucking do shit. Just a talking head, paired up with the Walking Dead, breaking absolutely every word that was promised or said. Every time I see their faces on TV, it's such a bummer. I feel like I'm watching the 3rd installment of Dumb and Dumber. And on top of all that, they put another ban on ammo, trying to disarm Americans, but equip the Taliban like Rambo. You give them hundreds of thousands of military guns, but Americans just trying to protect their families are the scary ones. You put more trust in a terrorist organization than you do in your own people. You don't care about this nation. Fuck you, that's from me. Fuck you, that's from them. Fuck you from everyone that's still stuck in Afghanistan. Fuck you from the men and women who died for this country. And fuck you for every time you lie to cover up something. You blame this on Trump. How the fuck is this even his fault? You're in charge now, not him. That's just your default. Whenever something goes wrong, you flip and say he did it. But whenever something goes right, you're quick to take the credit. You undid almost all of Trump's agreements by your second day. So why is this one of the only fucking things you left in place? No crosses to bear, no responsibilities, just chocolate chip to ease your mental instability. I would say the blood's on your hands, but that's a lie, cause you don't even know where the fuck you are half the time.
Amen, brother. Samson. Oh, my brother. Oh, amen. Can we get an amen? Can we get an amen? Or ramen? I'm sorry, not an amen. Where the fuck am I at? Ramen. 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 We are in the First United Pastafarian Church of Pope Brant the First. Ramen. That's Samson. One more. He has one more thing to preach today. Oh, yes. One more. Right here. Oh, preacher. You're making me cry, brother. Oh, my Lord.
The baby. Oh my God. I don't know what to do.
Did that dude just deliver a baby? No, it isn't a dude. That's the dude.
The baby has been able to latch, but I've not been able
This
to
is the
produce any milk.
woman.
It's
This is
okay,
the woman that just
because
gave birth.
We're gonna supplement the feeding.
That's the man with
formula
boobs.
so that my baby is still getting the nutrients that they need.
Tell us. Please tell us, Pastor Samson. Please tell us what's going on.
And it goes a little something like this. That's fucked up. And if that makes me a bigot, well then what's up? I'm cool with whatever you identify with, but I'll tell you right now, I ain't getting behind this. You can hate me and accuse me as crazy and come up with a bunch of different dumb excuses to say to me, but no matter what you think about this dude and this lady, that's straight up sexual abuse of a baby. Just because your nipples look like milk doesn't mean you'll be able to produce any milk from them. It's a baby, of course it's gonna latch to your udder. It doesn't know the fucking difference between the dad and the mother. You already admitted that the kid ain't getting nothing, but you keep on doing it, and to me that's sick and disgusting. It doesn't benefit shit, there's no nutritional value no matter how long that baby sucks on your nipples. So how about you just stop? It ain't a frickin' project, you can't fuck up and tell the teacher that you didn't drop it. Your kid's licking hair and sweat off a bare chest, and I'm gonna question you two as parents? Yes, of course I am. This is way past politics, no matter if you're left or right, this is bad, all of it. We used to care about the young and look out for their safety, now as long as we're happy, fuck them, they don't count, they're babies. The man's a woman and the woman's a man, but the man had the baby cause only a woman can. And as soon as he gave birth and the baby came out, they switched back. See, do you hear how fucking crazy I sound? Ain't it funny? The ones who say follow the science seem to be the same ones that always defy it. I'm sorry if I get it wrong, it's complicated stuff. It's like we're all bored and now we're starting to make shit up. How far are we gonna let this go? That's an honest question. You can let me know below in the comment section. I believe you should be who you wanna be cause this is the land of the free, but that's the wrong direction. That video was fucked up. I'll say it loud. If you think that's okay, fuck you, I'll say it proud. I'm just looking out for the baby, but watch, this is gonna be the video that ends up being taken down. But that's the world we live in, and this is what we get. A man's nipple and a baby's pucker lips. There's absolutely no point of doing it, it's sick. I mean, at that point, you might as well let it suck your dick. Forget it.
Forget it. If you want to check them out, there it is right there. Right here. Check them out, man. Pastor Samson here in the First Pastafarian Church of Pope Brant the First. Yeah, check him out. Check him out, man. He got all kind of music. Talks about all kind of stuff. It ain't really right wing and ain't really left wing. It's like normal shit. Like, right? It's not right or left. It's observing things and rapping it out, Pastor. Thank you very much, Pastor Samson. Go check him out. All right. Are we done here? And I hope everybody was wearing their Pastafarian hat. Their Pastafarian colander. It really, really works. All right. That is it. 2 hours and 39 minutes show. I hope I've imparted a lot of information on you. I hope that I've entertained you. I know that I horrified you in PP-13, but that's PP-13, man. I mean, disgusting fucking place. So what we're going to do is we're going to get out of here. We're going to go back to the living room to say goodbye. Here, let me take my calendar off. All right. Again, I hope everybody enjoyed the show. I hope everybody, didn't like that daggum PP-13. It is reality. That's right, Thin Blue Line Slayer. All right. I've already run down all your names. Blue Steel, Thin Blue Line Slayer, True Seeker, Cajun Randy. I mean, I love all of you guys. Richard, Tobias King Richard. I know I ran Oregon Rogue. Good to see you, Oregon Rogue. Chuck Derby. Nat. I love Nat. Thin Blue Line Slayer, my brother. All around pigs' asses, pork. Good to see you, my man. I know Line 1 was in here, and I know HPR was in here too. Ellie was in here, but she had to sign up because she was hungry. She was starving. The Tribe. Tribe, good to see you, Tribe. Bro, Science. Skipped in here, gave me a like this, and I haven't heard his hide or hair of him or her since. Snuff, Bar, good to see you. You finally caught me live. John D. Nicola and the cameraman. Blue Steel, who else? John D. Nicola, got you. Who else? Sally. Boy, you guys are chatting a lot. And I like to see the chat. High Pockets. Did I forget about High Pockets? DJ K. Dot. He was in the bunkhole for a little while. Graham B. Transparency. I know he's still here. I know Graham B. Transparency still here because I have certain mechanisms down here in the bunkhole to tell me that who all of my followers are and where they are and what they're doing. It's high-tech shit. Creole and Raging Cajun Randy. Good to see you, man. NC Street News. Good to see you. I think that's about it. Oh, Kyle BPL was in here for the Chair of Doom. News Now, California, and Joe Cole. Thank you very much, both of you. Inspire me so much. Smoked, 1969. All right. Travis Hines just got done posting something, so I'm going to end it with the 4 Peters. Wasn't it beautiful? See you later. Thank you very much. Love you all. Bye.